right? And we want to know what the government have in store to revamp, boost the economy. And to be honest, you see, a lot of people are saying tax. I heard on this cell radio station people talking about bring property tax and bring this tax and tax and tax. There's only so much you can tax. You can tax people who don't have no money
But that's what
to pay tax.
You understand why I just tell you or what? I just closed off the last hour by letting you know I'm not against the law, and if you are owing on a ticket or you whatever you're owing on, they come to collect, right? Right, I understand that. The man who are paying NIS for you because I understand.
Yeah.
Right? But if you really implement this property tax, right? Then we studying property tax, how much property we really own. Why we fighting the property tax if we are in the minority of owning property?
But not only that, you see, the thing is, the same property tax that we're asking for, right? And if we don't own properties,
you feel
they're not the owners, the landlords, not going to take the buy that bullet, they're going to put it down to us,
right?
And then our rents and all these things going to go up.
You feel a piece of property in Lavantil, the property tax go be exorbitant?
No, we have no property tax for
But I want to tell you, I want showing you. So we fighting.
Have no value.
So we very slow. We fighting our next man battle.
Really? We're not about fighting,
You understand? At the end of the day, right? We have one thing on our side heavy, which is the right to refuse. Right?
Okay.
So, okay. You know you can the landlord wasn't paying any property tax before. Your rent was $3,000. Because he paying a property tax now, and it is not exorbitant, right?
He's gonna raise your rent.
No, right, and he raised your rent by $1,000.
Yeah.
He raised your rent by a whole $1,000, so everybody down the line had to pay $1,000.
Yeah.
Right, and he making tax, more money, and the tax even 10% of that.
No.
Right,
no.
Now you have the right to say here what? I can't make a $4,000
This is
rent.
why you have to put things in place to manage that.
We heavy. And this is that, and that's what I'm telling you. It comes back to what I was telling you. We have to really learn financial responsibility,
right?
Because we know we can't pay the $4,000 rent. But you used to say something in the early on radio. You're doing things to please people that don't know you in that kind of way.
Yeah. I'm gonna say
right?
that. Yeah.
Right. That's exactly what we do.
Yeah.
We know we cannot afford that $4,000 rent. We're not going and look for $2,000.
I feel like I lost that call.
We're not looking for that $2,000 place. We're not hunting. We want to show our friends that we can pay the $4,000, but we're suffering bad.
Correct. Caller?
Yeah,
hey,
good afternoon.
Good afternoon, brother. What's up?
Yeah, man.
I'm cool, man. Yeah, what's going on now? Last week or some time ago, Big Brother Google called in and he said that he was going to have some people come in on this program and stuff like that. Right, to deal with the whole issue at hand, right, in terms of this discussing the road to recovery,
right.
My thing is, even before the pandemic, right, now a lot of times people they say I paint in government with the same brush, but I like to give Jack his jacket. The thing about it is government go. Right, the government that went by never had a road to recovery. The government that came into power now starting to at least try to make a headway. Right, and there's a thing called planning. We just wait too long, right, to actually implement a plan. Right, when it comes down to financial gain for us as a people, right? And yes, we put the government into strategic places, which is to help us get there. But yet still, we don't. because the taxes that are being implemented are being implemented towards the poor man, not the rich man. Because when you look at it, we used to order stuff online and we used to get it a little cheaper and bring down. Right? They came down to the point now where they started charging us online taxes. Right? Which made it even difficult for us. Right? Now watch this. They could simply jump on a plane. This is my view. There are persons, not all of us could afford to do it. There are persons who would be able to jump on a plane, go and buy what they have to buy, put it in a barrel and maybe send it down, or otherwise pack it in the suitcase and bring it down. We can't. Sometimes that is how we used to make our living at the end of the day. Right? That's one. Two, the landlords in Trinidad and Tobago never had a tax. And let me tell you something, and I stand across the board for this. Government come, government go, never implemented a tax for landlords. Too many times landlords get away scot-free.
Right.
Because right where I live, TC, as you was rightfully saying, there's something called squatters land, right? And the same set people who say they own the land, right? I went and I did research and stuff. And it is only on one such person's name. And up to now, because of the way it was done, nobody cannot get decent paperwork for the land, right? And we have the person who say they own the land doing the very same thing. They have 5 apartments on one whole stretch, right? And they're renting it out at $3,500 a month. I lay this wholly and solely on the government, because you know why? And I'm not afraid to say it. You know why they ain't implement a tax? Because here what them themselves ain't pay no tax.
Wow.
When they're renting. This is my view.
True.
So if it is here what's going on, if it is I know as a landlord and I implement that tax and I had to pay that tax, then here what's going on, me going and do that partner because I don't want to pay that.
Correct.
I want to collect my money and just bank it up.
Correct is right.
Right?
Exactly.
We had to learn to stand for something, and you know what? Too many times we just allow them to get away. Because you know why? We don't have a say in Parliament.
Thank you, brother. Thank you. Thanks for your contribution.
Same thing I'd say in every...
Hello, caller.
Hey, Philip here.
Yeah, Philip.
Hey, guys, how are you?
Good day.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, so far I see the program is going very good. I just want to talk something on the land business, the squatters thing. I live in a piece of squatters, which was given to me by my father-in-law before he left there and moved to, well, wherever he is now. Right? Now, listen. Years I've been, over 20-something years I live in there. Right? I got access to the land, I got documents to the land. I have to pay for the land. They sent out letters just recently, the new EMBD, whatever, to come in and they want to survey the land because I started to pay on the land already. But when Carney switched to, from Carney 1975 Limited to the new, I forget the right, that's right, but the land and something. But regardless, the point about it is, they now send out letters that we must come and pay, survey the land, and then we have to get back to them, and then after they will come and they will do what they have to do. They'll give us back a fresh assessment, so we can go back and pay things. They cannot pay part, they have to pay the full amount for the land. Right?
So when it's time to pay for the land, you have to pay full amount one time. Yeah,
you can't pay it like how they did give you an option to pay before you could pay piece and thing, right? We started to pay on it, and when Karen come and close down, they stopped that procedure because I think EMBD or something take over the whole thing, and now they have to go through that process, right? Now, concerning the land tax and thing, there's previous people who were talking in earlier programs and things about the land tax, and people don't want to pay land tax. And then let me tell you something, they came by me and they assessed my place already. They measure every corner of my house. The house was incomplete, so every you come by me already, you see how it is, right? Mm-hmm. And the upstairs in plaster and all kind of thing. It ain't finished, it ain't complete yet. but they measure everything. They measure the size of the house, they measure my dog kennel. I had a little shed, I saw little things outside. Every single thing they measure. Because I allow them to think because I want to pay my taxes. Right? Because I don't want to put things. When the fella finish measure everything, I say, boy, all that you had to measure. The fella say, yeah, boy, you had to measure everything. I say, right, no problem. I say, you could, I don't know, I just ask him something. I say, how much you think I might have to pay for the size of my house? Right? My house is about 60 by something. He say, most likely you might have to pay with from either 1,000 to 1,500. So I don't find that was bad for a year.
For a year, right? And that's yearly.
So people being scared about it, I think people should get the thing organized because in the long run it's better for you. One. And if I cannot say I've been something. Right, so sorry about that. What I am saying is, it's 6 years now this government and things, right? And they're supposed to don't have everything in place already for the people to start paying the land tax or whatever, but everything is not organized. Otherwise, they would have introduced that system already. So when people call in sometimes and talking things about the government, this and that and the other thing, we have to take into consideration that everything is not put in place yet. Otherwise, they would have done that already heavy.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's my contribution for this evening. Thank you very much, guys.
Yeah, but heavy then. All right. The land and building or property tax come into play, right? When they go in the back so in Arangwa is there, right? When they go there, right? Where they going and tax them for the piece of agricultural land?
That land is on the Kardashian. She says agricultural land.
Right. So and when they go and they see property there, right? What are they going to tax them for agricultural
I would
land?
have taxed them 1,000 for every apartment for the year. So that 10 apartment, I 10,000. That way 10,000. That way I $20,000 every year in each apartment. Plus, I'm charging you for putting up apartments on agricultural land.
No, first and foremost.
But you have to go
first and foremost, here what I'm doing.
But you have to go to the law and registration.
No, first I can't do that first. I'm not doing that.
First, you have to go and make
first
the law.
I doing here what I doing first.
Yeah.
That's a illegal structure.
You can break it up.
So here what you have to do.
You have to break it up.
Just how I could go
and
push down a little piece of board shack.
Yeah.
And you're balling about people and look the family there and people so wicked hearted that I say, but the man breaking the law and the family breaking the law, and that is the law. That is the law heavy.
Right.
If that is the law, that is the law.
That is the law. If the law can be good for one, I can good for the
right. So here what going to happen? I pulling up there with tobacco, and I let the people and them know who is entertaining the
landlords.
The landlords.
You gotta get them notice.
No, I'm telling you, hear what?
Now you
have 4 hours.
4 hours.
Yeah, 4 hours. 4 hours. Again, you have 4 hours.
To break it.
And I know it can't happen in 4 hours, so but it must look like it happening.
Yeah.
No minister, no friend, no commissioner friend, no this one, that one can't call my phone.
TC.
Because it is illegal. Push it down.
TC, nothing to that.
Push it down.
You see, the guy before,
I'm being very sympathetic here for the people who is living in that property because that is not their fault. They sign a lease, right? Here what going to happen here now? I take them to court because you sign a lease, you know?
Yeah.
You sign a lease, you know?
Yeah.
They put you on illegal property. Take the landlord to court. Because Sunday morning when you wake up, is a backhoe outside your door.
But the landlord go and take you to court, eh?
The landlord cannot take you to court.
You see, the thing is, you have to understand this. You have to understand the legislation, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Where's the loophole?
There are loopholes in these things.
It didn't have a loophole when they went and pushed down. The man who now putting up his structure have a board structure or now started a concrete structure. He didn't have a loophole there.
Hear me out here, TC. Hear me out here, right? First thing first, right? Those lands, the contractual arrangement first for those lands was to occupy the lands and plan for 5 years as agricultural lands.
And after that,
5 or 10 years, I don't know. And after that, and within
It's
planting,
yours? After
I
that
think
it's
it's yours.
yours?
I don't know the situation. I don't know the lease. I don't know
After
the deal.
that, what? You could just build a building on it?
So you don't know what is the
After-
contractual arrangement with the
Hey,
land.
the contractual arrangement could be 20 years because you can't put somebody to plant on land for 5 years. Heavy.
Okay,
that
I
is too
understand
short.
that.
It could be 20 years. It could be 30 years.
But
it is
you
agriculture
see,
land.
the thing was
From the time
happening-
you turn it from agriculture heavy into commercial
You're not-
property, you break the rules.
Right, but the thing is what you don't understand with these agreements from governmental citizens with
It have a fine print that
wait,
saying you could turn it
no,
after 15.
What has happened, this government come in and give you the agreement.
Right.
And next government come in and change it.
Change it to what?
To-
It is agricultural
Or they
land.
break it down. Or they say, all right, yeah what? And it's only because I can't grease somewhere, no.
It's not no change and nothing. You
I
just
tell you
talk the
something-
truth.
something is hap-
No,
Greece
nothing
and
else
Greece.
was not amended because heavy. Then here what will happen? I go and show you.
Call us all up
You
there.
don't
Hold
say
up.
you don't say economics, right? I go and show you economics now. The value of the property as agriculture land, when you go to the bank, you could only get so much to plant the land.
Right.
So the bank will now give you X amount of money to develop, plant the land, and if you need a little van or a little backhoe, according to the amount of land it is, if them see, well, you need no backhoe to walk that little piece of land there, right? Here what telling you, Heavy. Here what telling you, right? The bank will only give you so much. When they know this is agricultural land because because it is not commercial land.
Right.
When it's switched to commercial land and they know you could go and put up a property on it,
Right.
and they know they could come and take your property, right? Your value of your property is very high, right? Then they would lend you big money where you could put on apartment.
Okay.
Understand what I'm saying, Heavy? Right? So, the value of the property is according to what you're doing with the property. According to what they give you the property to do.
Okay then.
You understand?
But there is it's corruption and done.
But it's corruption, Heavy.
It's corruption. And
When the next government...
you know nobody can tell them move that there and you can't go and put them that. Then I tell you, no government is
die
going
the
to sign off
problem.
on that because
And die the problem.
it's
Die the
friends
problem.
and thing, it's friends and
That is
family.
the problem. I want to see
And,
the deed.
and they have politicians that doing that too. They have family and friends who's landowners.
I want to see the deed, and I want to see or the deed of comfort
All right.
or whatever I gave you the land to do. That's what I want to see.
Why you think?
Because you can't tell me to have a man planting on this side, a man planting on the next side of the property, but in the middle there is commercial
All right,
property.
let me explain you what's going on. Let me explain you how this thing does go. And what people in China be able to understand. Every government, both parties, just use this land thing to make money. A highway going down south, right? They want to pass it through a certain part because somebody had land so, family had land so, and they go pass the highway through the land, so they go get them a piece of money to buy them out to pass the highway through the land. You understand? That what Kubla said also go and fast for. Why they passing the thing through the lagoon and they had no purpose to pass it over on that side. You understand? But the reason why they want to pass it through that side is because somebody wanna get money to pass the road, the highway through the land. It's the same thing going up Toko, the highway to Toko. Somebody gonna get money to pass the highway through the land. The same thing we went on in Valsayn. Somebody get money to get buyout to pass it to make the thing. And this is what going on as corruption to the highest score. We have real callers on the line. I'm going to go take a call. Caller.
Pull up the arm. Pull up the arm.
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do.
Let me see how it is to see, sir. We'll make an example of agricultural land and land in Kuwait or wherever, right?
Right.
If a certain political party in power, they wouldn't interfere with these people and they, because they know these people are the voting bank, these people are supporters of them.
Yeah.
And, right? So, I hope we're also that because it's simple. Like my friend, got Christopher, he got at least have a place for 3 years, right? And if the party did remain in power, he would have to back next 3 years again.
Right.
Right? For the place. But because how the party removed, we never give back a concept of his political lining with the UNC. So what TC is saying
is the right thing, but it is not in the political arena. So because the UNC would not interfere with Arangwell.
Yeah.
They would not interfere with them. They agree. You know what I mean? Because these people are the voting bank. You know what I mean? And they empower them. They might get them more materials to build more house and do more things. They'll go up down pitch road and do all kind of things to make it a community. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it go both ways around the board. Sometimes, okay, look like now I hear the Minister of Housing saying that San Fernando people owing $100 million in agency. Nelson Street or Tong. But because it's a voting bank, so they wouldn't go and they wouldn't go in. But if a government come, they might put more drastic laws that they could pay faster. Because this government said, let me go up with this. Remember them. So this thing, this system and the politics, it's not working again.
It's not working for Trinidad and Tobago. I tell people that.
No, it's not working. This party politics thing, this my party, because today there is schools start under the partnership. We just need I still 10% finish. Nobody interested in it. There's building this lease, relax. Look at the Ankara National Fashion Pond. We and Dr. Libel. You know how much years that remained before it built. So I know what to say about this country, but as Donald Trump say, we are living in it and every day we are seeing it. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, caller. Yeah, Kingston. Caller.
Yeah, with me again, buddy.
Yeah.
I agree with you 100%. TC, I also agree with you too, buddy. Here what's really going on with this land this year on the whole. As Kingsley rightfully said, right? Both parties display that.
Yes.
Right? Because at the end of the day, back in 2012, we had persons who were just living on land, and the government came out with where there are persons who were actually taking rent from people and saying, okay, I's landlord and you're not presenting documents.
Mm-hmm.
The government that went by, which is the partnership, they had a thing pass out where you just fill out a form, right, and you drop it into your landlord's office, and then you take that form or whatever, next part of the form, and you take it to a lawyer, and you get a lease draft up. The catchy part about it is, why would I, as an individual, knowing that this person doesn't have documentation, why would I now get a legal document to put into his hand to make him a landlord?
Uh-huh. Because you're going to get your hand grease.
Exactly my point. There are a lot of things that went by that the government never thought through. Right? On the other hand, too, Kingsley made a point just now. You know what? We have a lot of wastage that went by in this country that we fail to hold both parties accountable to.
Correct is right.
Because you know why? Watch me. If the PNM start a project, the UNC coming in and they would never finish it. They would leave it to waste, leave it to rot. When the PNM comes in and the UNC leaves a project, it's the same thing. You know why? Both of them, you have to say across the board, both of them in some way or some fashion are responsible for wastage.
Thank you very much.
And we don't hold them accountable for
We
it.
the people just want to fight tit for tat every day, bacchanal talk with politics, and we're not understanding that we are suffering because of this. And this is why I tried not to talk this bacchanal politics talk on this radio station and try to educate the people and then let them open their eyes. Thank you, brother. Right?
You're welcome.
Yeah, man. Thank you. We have the press conference coming up shortly. We're standing by for the press conference. So we're going to take calls in the meantime.
Yep.
So people, we're just taking calls in the meantime.
We're taking calls straight up to the press conference. So if we cut you short, it's because the press conference had stepped in.
Yeah.
Right?
Caller.
Yes, Lazanga day again, Heavy and TC.
Yeah.
Rastaman from the Grey again. All right. This is why I told you the last time I do talk politics. I talk governance.
Right.
Because the tit for tat would never get us nowhere, and people keep putting party first, and I think getting me nowhere. But as again, Heavy and TC, a solution to that, it's very easy, We have something called the Rent Assessment Board. I believe it's still operational. Could be, I may be right or wrong. I'm not putting that in solid, but we had to have it, that we say. But that is not the proper name for it. It's the Rent Query Board. There's one rent and it's at the pay or don't pay.
Thank you.
Simple way to fix it,
And that is what's going on right now.
Yep.
No, let me show you something heavy. Here why I call them the Rent Query Board. If your child is leaving one school to go on next, the first thing to do is get them an assessment exam to know what form or class to put them in. That is before they enter the school. What the Rent Assessment Board is do for you? When your landlord see that he charge you 500 and you buy a new car, he raise it by 1,000, then you run to the board. That is not assessing, that is querying.
Yeah.
Assessing is before. When you decide you're going to be a landlord and you're done and your workmen done and everything done, you go and register. They send somebody to survey your property. Just like on AGTV and all these big international places. Okay, sir, your property, for this property, you could get $600 rent maximum. Minimum, you could get $400. So you could bargain with the tenants now. You could look for the closest to what you're looking for or the best.
You know what people will tell you there? People will tell you, so you trying to tell me how much I rent my place for? You know? But what you doing there and what you saying there is the correct thing. That is the correct way.
It's the correct thing. But here what going to happen? Like the blimp, when you shoot that to certain people, they shoot it down before you even take off.
Yeah.
It's on the ground.
Yeah.
And this is why you have to put country first, not party.
Well,
country.
All right, Rastaman, we got to go for the press conference.
Okay, my brother.
It looks like it's very close.
We're going to start just now.
It looks like it's very close. It looks like the Prime Minister is in the building already. Well, yes, he's here. So Trinidad and Tobago, we are out.
We are out.
All right, see you guys next week. God spare life, health, and strength. Heavy.
Yes.
We are.
Okay.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media, Tobago media in particular, or national media, citizens home and abroad. A special welcome today to Tobago to a handful of Trinidadians who have been working very hard in Trinidad. Doctors Trotman and Drs. Miriam Richards, meeting your colleagues in Tobago today. Thank you all very much for coming out to yet another one of our briefing sessions on the management of COVID-19 and its challenges. I have online in Trinidad Chief Medical Officer Dr. Roshan Parasram and Dr. Hines, who would take us through our national perspectives at this time. So Dr. Parasram, welcome to Tobago.
Hey, good afternoon, Honorable Prime Minister, Honorable Minister of Health,